everyone, welcome back. My name's Anna and my channel is Vintage Jewelry Galore. In this video I'm going to show you how when you're out in the community, out and about, like at the thrift stores, etc., you can take a look at a piece of jewelry and tell if it's amber, or get an idea, a better idea if it's amber, if you suspect it is. If you buy it and take it home, I'll show you how you can further test it at home. Okay, so what I'm going to use in this video to test the amber, to get a look when I'm out in the thrift stores, is the loop and the black light, a UV light, and sometimes there we go. And when you get home, acetone and warm salt water. Okay, so we'll start off with the black light. Okay, so this is confirmed amber. I'm just going to show you how it glows beautifully. Look at it. Okay, that's confirmed. I will not test that. This will be tested further. It glows. I will do the salt water and the acetone on this. And I'll also loop it. So let me loop it real quick. When you're looking, okay, first let me put out before I get started with doing these things, is I'm not an expert in anything that I do here on my channel. I admit that right out. What I'm doing is I'm showing you as I've learned. If you go back and watch my journey, I've started with, from the very beginning, I've learned a lot over the last 2 years, and I continue to learn, and I plan on continuing to learn even more. So as I'm learning, I pass it on to other people, but I'm not an expert. You're obviously want to do your own research. I'm not Googling any of this. This is what I've learned over the last 2 years. I don't like to do videos where I just Google and read verbatim what I found. You know what I mean? This is actual realistic learning that I've done. So, don't coin. I'm not coining myself as an expert. Just want to get that out there. This is just what I use, and it's effective. Okay, so when I loop it, you will see pieces in there, debris, probably using the wrong terminology. Again, didn't Google it before I come up. You may see nicks in a piece of amber. You'll see splintering. You really shouldn't see bubbles like it was created, out of some type of substance like plastic or something. But you will see, like, splinters, debris inside of the amber. Let me show you what the heart looked like. I didn't do that, did I? The heart's quite beautiful. Cannot remember what it's called off the top of my head. I guess I should have Googled it. You know what I mean? The stuff that's inside the amber. How's that? This will be tested with the acetone. I have this necklace here. This appears to be amber and other stones. There's really nothing to loop on that, but it's not glowing really. It will be tested. This is what looks like the amber right here. Not all of it, just like these pieces here. Here and here. I'm sorry. So I will float test that and acetone it. This is beautiful. Look at that. It does have some cracking. Amber will splinter. It will crack if you drop it. Sometimes it's natural, like after they've made it and somebody's wearing it for a long time. We can loop this, maybe. This is a beautiful necklace. I don't know if I can. Here, in there. I don't need to loop it. See what's going on in there. That'll be float tested, and acetone. Acetone will not damage amber, but it will get sticky on plastic. So if it's a plastic piece that you really value, do not put acetone on it. I'll mention that again. This hair appears to be amber, but there could be glue under it. And I believe this is a costume piece. If there's glue underneath, see how it's green around the rims? It can be, you can see green, like the glowing the dark greenish like glow you see on amber, you will see on plastic and certain other, other plastics, certain other resins as well, but glue. Okay, so with amber, another thing to mention when you're out and about, you rub your finger on it, you kind of get a hesitation. It's not sticky like gooey, but it feels like kind of sticky. So you will feel that hesitation. I have these. This is a bracelet that broke. These will be float tested and as well. They glow. That definitely looks like amber. I don't know though, because like I said, there's other plastics that would. I believe this is like heat treated amber, reconstituted. I'll float test it. It glows. Different types. There's honey amber, cognac. Honey and lemon amber. I don't know the exact ambers on it, honestly. There's more pieces of that. This is costume, but I pulled it out because it it glows. Only thing I could do if this is acetone it kind of glows, and it kind of looks like it could be amber. Let me feel it. The brand, you want to also look and take into account. I mean, there are brands that actually do, this is U.S. Steel. I don't know, it's a costume piece. I will acetone it. It kind of glows, but it's probably just the plastic it's glowing. And then we have this that could kind of look like butterscotch amber, but I suspect it's plastic. Okay, so the next thing I will do is I'm going to acetone a couple pieces, and I'll tell you how it feels. So, I'm not going to acetone this. It won't, well, I guess I can't. It won't damage amber. So, but some plastic it will. Now, I know this is amber, I'm pretty certain. So, it's not sticky at all. Amber will not get sticky from it. You want to be careful with this. I'm going to go right to the step of flute testing, okay? So for the salt, it's 1/4 cup of salt per 2 cups of warm water. I have 4 cups of warm water and a 1/2 cup here because I want the effect to be seen. So I added more, but that's the measurement, 1/4 cup per 2 cups of warm water. And any salt, I'm using Morton, the original. Well, at least what I remember as a child. Okay, so does it float? Yes, it does. See that? Something, and all of it floats, including the bigger piece. You see how it's floating there? It's moving. A thing to keep note of is a big or large piece, like a substantial piece of amber, may not float with the amount of salt that's in there. So you may have to add more, okay? Let me pull this out. I'm going to put this on something. You may have to use more salt. I've had a huge chunky necklace. I had to add a considerable amount more. Okay, so that amber's good. That's definitely amber. All right, what's next? Let's just keep floating. I'm not going to acetone it. I'll acetone plastic in a minute and tell you if it's sticky or not. Not acetone. Something I suspect is plastic. I have this. Does it float? It does. Do you see it floating? It's floating in there. All right, let's just keep chunking it. How about these? No, see, they go to the bottom. Now, they glowed like amber. So when you're buying amber, especially if you're paying a high top-notch price, keep in mind, this UV light does not confirm that you have a piece of amber. These glowed just as beautifully as this amber heart. Okay, but they're nowhere near as light. Another thing is weight. Amber is very light. You may have a big substantial piece like I told you I had with that. Let me take these rings off. With the, I'll show you the rings too. This is definitely amber. These are not. Let's move these out. I had a huge substantial piece that was so heavy it was definitely amber, but it was so much amber that the ratio of like the weight of the amber needed more salt to float. Okay, this I'm gonna salt test this. See, acetone then salt test. I acetone first because once I put it in a salt. Now if it's sticky, doesn't really feel sticky. That doesn't mean it's not plastic. Keep that in mind. Oh my lord, is that amber? Okay, this has been mistreated. I'll have to, okay. Most likely is amber. It's been mistreated. Not mistreated, it's been overlooked. Okay, it is floating. You see that? And it is light. So I think that is amber. I will clean it up and that'll be coming to a sale. I'm going to slide it on over to the jeweler as well. I do visit a jeweler to confirm a lot of things for me. He's pretty knowledgeable. See if he'll be able to give me some insight on that. So I believe it wasn't sticky, and that would explain why. It's very light. Amber's very light. So I do think that's amber. All right, this necklace has other pieces on it. So I don't know if it's really going to be effective with the flute test because, but let me acetone test it. It feels sticky, okay? This one does feel sticky, like gummy. And it's not going to float. I know that. Because there's other stones on it. Plus, it's not amber. It's sticky. After you're done doing this, you'll want to rinse your jewelry off. I mean, salt water's not damaging to amber, but it's, I clean it. This is the one that I said looks like it is. It's reconstituted. Looks heat treated. And it's hard to float that. Look how big it is. But is it floating? I don't know. Is it? Or is it sitting on the bottom? I didn't acetone test it. It's not floating. Yeah, so I don't even think this is real. I think this is faux. I've been wearing it as if it's amber. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was by looking at it. I thought it was just heat treated. And it glows, as you saw. But it's sinking. Now, and it does feel a little heavy. It is a lot of pieces. The case on this may be it needs more salt. But I'm not going to add more right now. Let me stir this up. You want to make sure that you stir the salt within the water like for a considerable amount of time so it dissolves. So I don't know. That'll have to be further tested. And if it's not, I'm not wearing it anymore. How's that? No. All right. Just a simple fact that because I wear the amber for like health benefits. And I like it, but okay. This is really sticky, okay? This is a costume piece. It kind of glowed. There's glue under there. Or it could just be that the plastic's glowing. But I know there's glue because I see it around the ring. Now let me test this little fella. Sorry, just with acetone. Cannot float it because it's not going to float. It has metal all around it. It feels kind of sticky, and overall, my opinion on this one is that it is not amber. It's but it's an easy, it's a pass. I mean, somebody might think it is. I'd further evaluate it. It is a little sticky though when I put the acetone test on. Okay, so it's not a guaranteed science. Oh, let's do this, and that. You have to have you'll get used to looking at things. And be able to determine if it's amber a lot easier. But let me show you how the ring's glow, and that'll be the end of my little video here. This is a beautiful modernist urn finer. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong right now. All right, so those two are definitely amber, and then I had this ring on. There's really no test. I won't test them. I know they're amber, but I wanted to show you how they glow. I'm not going to put acetone on them, and they will not float because there's metal. Again, this is a basic video on how tips of when you're out and about of how you can look and test amber when you're out. If it glows, there's a possibility it is, but it does not mean it is. Look at the glow on that. And it's not a substantial piece. I mean, it should float if it's going to float. I mean, this is definitely more of a substantial piece, and it does float. You see that? So just because it glows does not make it amber. Keep that point in your mind. And I hope this was useful. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Go back and look at some of my older videos and watch my growth over the period of time from the very beginning of the dark age, as I call them, because I was in a dark room, to present, where I have improved. Not perfect, but I'm on my way to becoming a little bit better every day. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day.